Hello, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. My name is Abby and today we're just doing little things around the house. It's a bit like a planty vlog. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm getting a bit sick. Well, I've already become sick. I am sick, which is just fun. And I don't know if the timing is good or the timing is bad, but today's the last day that Magnus is at nursery. So it's likely he'll possibly start getting sick. Hopefully he doesn't, but if he gets sick, we have 11 days off together. So the good timing is that I don't have to pay for nursery and then him not go because he's at home sick. But the bad timing is he's going to be sick during the holidays. And it's Halloween, so it's like the first year where he really understands what's going on. So he's really excited. He loves bumpkins, as he calls them. There's like so many activities that I wanted us to do, but hopefully this shifts soon because it's very head flu like stuff. So I'm just trying to get on with my diet, with it being like the very last day for 11 days with childcare. There's a lot of stuff I have to do. Some of the things I wanted to do today, I'm changing my mind on. I have a cutting, a variegated monstera cutting. It's 4 leaves. If you remember, I took that cutting from this plant behind me and I didn't separate them. I think I want to separate them because I want to sell them, and not many people want to buy variegated monstera, a one cutting with 4 leaves on it. It's just, I like the look of it, but it's been on Facebook Marketplace for a while. I've had an offer for a tenner for all 4 leaves and I'm like, I'm not even going to reply to you. So yeah, I think I'm just going to have to cut those. Also, the root growth on them is really slow. If not, nothing has happened. And I just feel like there's just so much of the plant to be kept alive. Here you go. It's probably a bit nicer to actually look at what I'm talking about, but I just feel like there's so much of this plant to be kept alive that these roots aren't really doing what they should be doing, which is growing. Also, I don't like the look of this part. Like, it's not rotten, it's like, it's fine. Like, that's part of the where I've cut it before. You can see that's just that part, that's just the scarring. It's just darkened because it's wet, but it hasn't, I'll make sure that doesn't drip in my coffee, that would be tragic. It hasn't grown, and I had this cut I think about 4 weeks ago, and it's got really good aerial roots up here. So I think what I'm gonna do is cut them all separate. So this sorrier looking leaf, it still looks fine, but it doesn't look the nicest. This one I think I'm gonna cut, so I'm just taking all that away, and then the other 3 I'll cut individually. And I'm tempted to put them on eBay. I don't know if that's a good idea because I don't like to pack things. Well, one, it's the winter. I didn't even consider that. But I don't like really packing something up that I need to pack up carefully and be really considerate about how I'm packing it with Magnus at home, just because I just always keep things like that for when he's at nursery. Because we do everything together. When he's at home, we obviously do absolutely everything together. And I don't want to rush it. And I don't know, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm just maybe just being a bit over the top. Like, I can just put them on Facebook Marketplace separately maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think I am going to cut them today. Also, it's 9:15 and I am going to go into the city centre today. I need to go to the bank, and just annoyingly, the only bank is in Leeds or York. So either way, I have to travel to a city, which is fine, I get it, but it's just really annoying. Like, I'm starting to go to the bank a little bit more. And it's just annoying that it's obviously away from where I live, and I don't have a car yet, but I'm getting a car on Saturday, so I am very excited. I'm going to give you some life updates whilst I'm making cuts from this plant, just so I'm just not sat here and you get a bit bored. But yeah, I get a new car on Saturday. We were supposed to get it on yesterday, but there's a few things that, because it's a newer car, which is just not like me, I really like the old square big trucks, but because it's a newer car, I think it's a 2022 or 2021, it's under warranty. So there are a few things that I would have been absolutely fine with, but because it's under warranty, the showroom have said that they can get those things sorted. So like there's like a little some of the paintwork on the start stop button has come off, so that's under warranty. The reverse camera has like a scratch on the case on the outside, so that's under warranty. So those things are getting sorted. So it meant like there was a delay in us picking it up. I'm gonna take my first cut here, by the way. But yeah, it's really exciting. It's completely different. It's a God, this is stuff. There we go. It's a fully electric car, which means it's an automatic car. And I'm so used to driving manuals. But when we rented a Nissan Leaf, which is another fully electric car, which is the one we thought we were going to get through Enterprise for 4 days, I felt like I was driving a racing car. Honestly, they've got an electric steering wheel, so like, not like I would, but I saw in the reviews like people were saying that you can drive with a pinky. Like the steering so smooth, and this car, this MG, doesn't have an electric steering wheel. So I was like basically deciding if I wanted, I think the next cut will be, what am I doing? Oh God, I'm having a bit of a brain fart. I've got these two here. I kind of want to cut here, but that's very strange, isn't it? I'm going to have to cut here and leave the top two together. And then that's got two routes. But yeah, I was basically deciding between, the Nissan Leaf is not the best looking car in my opinion. It reminds me of something, like I think it's a nice looking car, don't get me wrong, but it reminds me of something a college boy would have. Like I swear I used to know loads of college boys that had them. And I was like, yeah, I'm not sure about that. And we wanted something like an SUV because, you know, family eventually growing. It just we need more space. There we go, got these two. This one and then that one, which is really nice. But yeah, we found the MG, and it's got like a sunroof that is like a double one, so from the front seats to the back seats, so it's like the whole roof seems like it's like a sunroof. It's really cool. And I was like basically not really weighing up the things that you would about a car, like the functionality and the drive and stuff. I was really weighing up the sunroof over the steering wheel of the other one, but obviously the MG one because it's a lot bigger. But Magnus really wants a fast red car, and we're getting a white car. I was like, I can't buy a red car, Magnus. I really don't like the colour red. I never have done. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always been really against the colour red for some reason. And I was like, we can't get a red car. But also, they don't really do a red car. It's like a burgundy kind of colour anyway. Like a metallic one, which isn't like what I want. So yeah, we're gonna get a new car on Saturday, which is gonna be really fun. I'm so over driving a van. It's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's not easy to get in and out of the car quickly and go out to places. Like getting Magnus like up into the van, and then he sits next to, like, between us, and his seat doesn't seem as stable, and I just prefer his seat in the car because it's like ISOFIX and it's secure, and it just, I don't know, I just feel like I'm going to be so much happier in a car again. But yeah, that's the end of that story. But it was sad saying goodbye to our old Honda CR-V. She served us well. Well, it was only 2.5 years, to be honest. She was 16 years old, and about 4 men turned up to buy it for literally £500 cash, because that's what she was worth in the end once she failed her MOT. She went from £2,000 or £2,500 to 500 overnight. But that was a scary ordeal, but I got through it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So the next thing I want to do is let these callus over. When I go into town, I will then come back and put them in water, I reckon. So you probably won't see me doing that because today's Wednesday. This video comes out today, and I need to film and edit this video before. So you won't see me do that, but I'll give you an update on how root growth goes once it's had time to establish itself. I hope it picks up. I think this is just the problem part. It does look a little bit problematic, doesn't it? It just doesn't look like it's that super healthy. The next thing I wanted to tackle was this, which I've spoken about a few times. The new leaf has, you know, gone off that way and it's gone all the way up there. So that's the new leaf. And I wanted to cut it back to here. But I am having second thoughts because of the time of year. And I also don't want a million cuttings, to be honest. But I feel like this looks really good and I love that. And it reminds me of when I first got it and I was obsessed. And then now it just looks a little bit limp and, not limp, sorry, leggy. But that really doesn't help how it's shot off to the side. And I don't know, I'm not sure what to do with this one, but that's what I wanted to do. This plant is marvelous. It looks so good there. Like it's quite nice at the bottom and it's widening and like getting bigger leaves. The new leaf has come in, which is exciting. It is I'd say this is 7 foot now, but it's got double secondary fenestrations on both sides. I actually wanted to show you a bit of an update from downstairs, which I don't often do. But I can't remember the last time I showed you. I think we didn't have flooring just yet. And we still don't have like top flooring. Like I'm taking every like little thing as a win. But we have full flooring downstairs. So like you can walk throughout the whole of downstairs without having to walk along joists or anything, which has been a long time coming. I think that's one of our definitely the biggest setback of this house was taking up the floorboards to do underfloor heating and realizing everything had to go. Like it was in such a bad condition, so there was a lot of attention that went on underneath the floor. So I feel like where we are now is where I thought we'd be when Magnus was a baby. Like that's how wild it is. But it's looking really good. I'll take you down and I'll show you. So it's obviously a building site, so it's still extremely messy, but this room is the dining room. This room is now fully insulated, underfloor heating, boards down. My husband's done all the routing to these boards that didn't have them in. He's had to do extra routing to like you know, amend the bends, but it's looking really good. The edges are just stuffed with Hessen and sheep's wool until the floor's down, and then we will chalk it. But it's looking really lovely, and yeah, it makes me so happy. I cannot tell you. And he had to do loads of repairs here, so he's got loads more repairs left, but this is all lime plaster or lime pointing that he's repaired the walls with. And I don't know if you missed it, but he did this section. It's that's why it looks a little bit grey compared to the rest, because he's used a different sand that we're trying to figure out if we like the colour of this pointing. I mean, the original one is like this. It's got coal in it. It's got clay. I mean, this is like nearly 200 years old, this stuff here. And then this is the same material, it's lime pointing, but we've used a local sand again. So this would have been used with local sand and this, but obviously it's changed over time. And that's newer as well. But yeah, it looks a little bit grey in this light. It doesn't look like that in real life, but none of that was there. That whole section of the wall was just a hole it was missing. The door frame was in there and holding up this. So you see, always looked a little bit dodge. But yeah, there's lots of like plastering to do around there and, you know, neating it up, but it's structurally sound, which is the main thing. So yeah, all of the underfloor heating, pipework is down and done in the dining room. It's done in the living room. It's been done for a little while in there. Now he has to do it all over again into the kitchen. But the kitchen, where I'll show you next, is the longest thing is moving things from one room to another. Which is like, and I'm talking about big boards and furniture and stuff, like not much furniture, but just loads of stuff, and that just takes so much time. So everything needs to come into here now, and then he does the underfloor heating. Obviously the boards are down, but he's going to do the routing in areas and then do the pipe work. And then we connect the gas, then we connect the boiler, and then it's plywood down, which is going to be our finished flooring for a while, because I'm going to restore the original floorboards by hand. So I'll be doing that outside and taking them all outside. I'm doing it room by room so we can still live without having to, yeah, we're still going to just live. And I'll say clear the dining room and I'll just concentrate on the dining room, like flooring, that's my plan anyway. But another thing I want to bring you down for is a really cute garden thing that I picked up from Marketplace. Here it is. Here is my cute garden thing. This was a Marketplace fail, I am not going to lie. It looks cute, but honestly, we put it in the van and it fell apart, and it was all apart. It was just terrible. It was listed for 30 quid and he was like, I feel bad, you can have it for 20. He should have given it away to me for free because it was so bad. So my husband mainly, but I helped yesterday. We helped brace it properly. And it took about 2 hours because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I mean, it seems like we've gone overboard, but each slat was like in a very bad way. So we had to put in 2 screws per slat, and that's top and bottom, and it goes all the way. Yeah, it's not amazing. I don't know if he built this himself because it just isn't structurally great. I don't even know what that is for. I think that's for like hand tools, so it's just up away from kids. But yeah, that is really exciting because I'm going to put that outside. I put a picture on the screen of our little cozy nook where Magnus and I love to sit in the sun and like colour and I have a coffee and he has a juice. I think I'm going to put it around that area. Yeah, I think we're going to put it in that area, like that's near the stone wall, and it's going to house all of the plastic nursery pots that I've got, because I've got so many, and just garden hand tools. But also we do bokashi, which is the Japanese fermentation process. So like anything that we put into any like food waste, we compost. And then the juice that the compost makes, which is absolutely like rancid, we collect it. So we've got a tap at the bottom of the box, and then we take that out, and it's the best food compost fertilizer. So amazing for houseplants, amazing for garden plants, like veg, anything you're growing at the allotment. So I've got loads of bottles of bokashi juice that I just want outside. Like we've got them in the cellar and they're all like tightly wound and stuff, but I feel like things like that can go in there. So I'm really happy with it. But these 11 days off that I've got with Magnus, I think we're going to paint it. So we painted the allotment shed, and I'll put a picture on the screen, a really nice sea moss colour. So we painted it a sea moss colour, and the only reason we did that is because 3 of the sides of the shed were already painted this colour. And the man that we picked it up for free from Facebook Marketplace, he told me what paint he used, because one of the sides where it was against his brick wall wasn't painted, and that was actually the side that was mostly on show in our allotment. So Magnus and I went to B&Q, picked up the paint, and then painted that one side, and it looks really, really lovely, but there's so much of the paint left. So I thought it would be perfect to paint that, and I wanted to put like new felt or like small like terracotta tiles on it. I thought that would look really cute. But I feel like anything against that new wall that we've had built looks amazing. I just love that. Like honestly, the house is becoming, and on the outside, not the inside as much, but it's becoming that quintessential English stone house that I always dreamt of. So it's really nice to have moments of like peace in it now, because we were on the village main street and now we're just we're almost completely private. My husband still has to build the other half of the wall. So yeah, I'm really excited about that shed. Now it's standing. I was going to take it outside today, but I'm on my own, and I think I can do it with a trolley, but with it being so unsafe before in terms of like the stability of it, I probably won't risk doing it on my own, just in case it's still not 100%, although there's enough screws in there to, you know, keep it all together. Everything else plant-wise is looking absolutely fine. Haven't had any real incidences recently, and today I was going to film the things that I had like thrifted, as Americans would call it, recently, because I've got a really lovely collection of like secondhand things that I wanted to talk through, but I just don't feel 100%, as I've said, and I wanted to get that Planty stuff done. But I am also going to restart with this. So this is a Monstera something that I got from Aldi last year. Yeah, last year for £4. I'm so out of breath. I feel so poorly. I got this from Aldi last year for £4, and it was living in the bathroom on the corner of the bath. So I've mentioned before, every time we would shower, the water would just submerge in it, and there was no drainage holes in it. Honestly, it was ridiculous. The roots were like coming out the bottom like this. But it was really enjoying it, but it was getting a bit too long. Like, I had it climbing the wall, it was getting a bit too long, so I moved it. Ever since I've moved it, the leaves have just given up on themselves. Like, the leaf size, they're just, you can't compare that. So I think I'm going to cut them back and yeah, restart it. Do I want to keep these little straggly bits? I'm not sure. It just doesn't, I mean, it looks okay, and it would look quite, I'm standing back because it's that long. It looks okay, and it would look really cute on the top of maybe that that dress that we've got downstairs. Should I just go put it down there? I've moved the plant down there before, and my husband's been like, it's not time. Because it gets like dappled light, because we have the windows like covered up at the moment, but I'm not sure. I actually think I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna put on that thing downstairs, I think. I also wanted to show off my nails because I did these myself. If it would focus, you can tell I've done them myself, but I got this little thing from Temu, and it's a little sponge thing, and you put some nail polish on it, and you can do French tips. And I don't think they look terrible. I mean, you really can tell I did it myself, and I did them just before bed, so you can see I've slept on them, but I quite like them. And the other thing I wanted to actually get sorted was this plant. So I left this a little while to water. The bottom leaves don't look like they're picking up again. It's growing so fast since I put it in this spot. It used to be on that side where Magnus's cot now is, which was to the right, the immediate right of the window, you can see. And for some reason it just absolutely loves it here. I've been taping it up with sellotape on the wall, which I think is helping. Obviously it has to be, like, this strand is so long it will just fall on the floor, but I think that's helping it, and the leaves are coming in a lot bigger. So the leaves were an okay size before, and then now they're coming in a lot bigger, you can see. But it's, yeah, it really, really, really likes it here. These leaves, I think, I'm just going to wait a little longer and then take them off. But, I mean, I think it's stunning. And as much as I love it, I was considering propping this part so it's all the same height. But that's another thing that I'm not 100% sure on just yet. But I think you'll probably see me do that sometime soon. I think I'm going to get an earlier train into Leeds, so I can walk around Leeds city centre, like the markets, which is where I would normally get a lot of my plants from, and they do start, like, they have had like more rare plants recently, so I think I'm going to go do that. And if you see anything added onto this video, I'll show you the plant that I got. I'll wait till I'm back to upload it in case I do. But if I didn't get anything, this will be the end of the video. But I really hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Wow. And I will see you next week, and hopefully I feel a little bit better. But like I mentioned a few times, Magnus is off next week. So if there's not an upload next week, I just haven't had the time to do it. So I'll catch you the week after. Thanks. Bye.